Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video. I've had several questions on on this particular piece on my Instagram, and I'm gonna do a different style of video here. I'll probably kind of cut the video once I'm done to where I can have like a little intro, but I'm just really gonna be showing you the pieces instead of my face. I'm sure that's fine. I don't think anybody cares. So anyway, so here we go. I had one of the questions on Instagram was this gap right here. A lady had purchased the key holder and asked me if mine had a gap like this. And I said yes, but it doesn't bother me because if it were to come up any further, it would rub onto the little piece that kind of goes right there. So see, it just comes right, to that. Sorry, a little fuzz from my pocket. So let me see if I can get a view here. So anyway, so if I open it a little bit, you can see, that comes to like right there, right where the zipper starts. So when you have it zipped, it doesn't, it doesn't bother me. And this one is the same way. So if I try to pull it, that's closed all the way, and there's nothing in this one. But it's exactly the same. It goes, this one actually might be a little bit bigger gap. But it does not bother me. Now a little backstory on these two key holders, or also known as a CLES. I think it was last year in the first quarter of the year, there was a lot of conversations about this particular product. Now in the past, I tried this product for my key fob and like my driver's license and a credit card, and it just didn't work for me. I guess I just, I don't know. I used to have like an attachment on my key fob and I took that off. So anyway, it just would not fit into this key holder. So I passed on this item. Now I continued to try to find something that would replace my mini pochette, because I used to keep my key fob in my mini pochette and I would just take that with me everywhere. But I wanted something smaller that I could just grab, easily and go. Not that the mini pochette isn't easily grabbable, but I wanted something smaller. So I kept looking and looking and looking, and I just never found anything that could fit my key fob. Now my key fob is in this one, so you can see it does stretch the side of it out. And you can tell it's on that side. I had it in this one, and I had it in here for, I used this one for probably 6 or 8 months before switching into this one. And there's really, the canvas is a little bit stretched, but it's not, it really doesn't do anything to it. So if you're looking straight down, it's kind of gone back to normal. You can see here on the bottom, it kind of is bulky right there. But I'm okay with that. It's not pulling the stitching or anything like that. As long as it doesn't do that, then it's fine. Now, it's going to mold to this, but as long as it's not pulling your stitching and it's not difficult to open or close, then I'm fine with it. See, my zipper opened perfectly. And here is my key fob. So I do have about 1, 2, 3, 4, I have about 4 cards in here and my insurance. And then here's my key fob. So if you have a key fob like this, see how thick it is? That's the problem I'm having. And if I would take this leather cover off, it would be smaller. But I just don't want to even have to hassle with that. So I left it on. Now I used to have like, it had like a keychain type of thing on there. It was like this long, and it said Lexus, and it was for like roadside assistance or the dealer's number, you know, in case you needed to contact them. And I had that on there for the longest time, and that was what was preventing me from actually fitting my key fob into smaller items. So I just took it off. I could actually fit it in this one with it on there, but I was if I ever had to take it out or do something, I constantly had to try to figure out the way I had it in order for it to fit in there properly. So I ended up just removing that, and it fits fine now. So as you can see, so if you have like a big bulky key fob like this, then it will fit in these key holders. And I know probably a lot of you are probably thinking, well, that's what, you know, this hook is for, you know, is to put that on the key fob, or, you know, to hook inside your purse or whatever. I do not hook these onto anything. I just keep them in here so that they don't tarnish or get all scratched up and whatnot. So I'm kind of a weirdo like that. But that's just the way I use this. Now, what I was going to say was last year, I believe it was last year in the first quarter of the year. If it wasn't last year, then it was the year before. Anyhow, they changed the design of these key holders. So the new one comes out, and it's like a little more round, like, you know, it's not rectangular. This is an original model, the rectangular model, and it does kind of flare out right here, but they all did that. If you notice, it comes straight down and then it just kind of flares out or whatever. When I was looking for a key fob, it piqued my interest only because a lot of people, it was about 50-50, people were saying, oh, the new design, you cannot fit as much in there. I can't even fit a credit card really in it. And in my old one, you know, I can fit a credit card, I can fit this and that and whatever in the key holder. So that piqued my interest. So I thought, well, I wonder if I could fit my key fob in the new one. So I went to my local Louis store, and I asked to see one, and they had a new model, and my stuff would not fit in it. My key fob, this key fob would not even zip in there. So I was like, oh, okay, no, this one is definitely not, you know, bigger. So then I went home to Texas, and I was at the Louis store there, and I asked them if they had any of these, and they had the Azure, which I was looking for the monogram print, but they had Azure in the old model. The other ones that they had were the new model, and they were significantly different. I would put them up to this one, and it would come out, and it was just a weird, awkward, like oblong looking shape. I don't know. It was very odd. And I thought, man, these are ugly that, you know, look like this especially when you have the old model in front of you. So I thought, okay. I started putting in my key fob, and it wouldn't fit in the new one. I put it in this one, and it fit. It zipped, no problem. And I was like, well, that's weird, you know. So I had to take off my keychain thing, and it fit in there, and I thought, oh, okay, well, that's good. I can just take that off and it'll fit. This is what I've been looking for. So then I tried to put like my driver's license in there, my debit card, and my insurance card, and it all fit. So I just ended up getting this one. Now, fast forward to last year, I bought this one because I thought I really wanted the monogram. I ordered the monogram and this one at the same time, same day. They became available online, and no one has these in the store. Every time I would go to the store, no one would even have one. So I thought, well, I'm just going to have to find it online. And I got lucky enough to get this one and a monogram one. Now, if you watched my unboxing fail, I actually took the monogram one back because I did not like the stitching on the corners. And I ended up keeping this one. And it did have a little bit of a crease right here, as you can see. But I think it will stretch out over time and go flat. I'm not worried about it. This one, it doesn't have any type of crease on it. And the reason I wanted to get a different pattern was because I kind of started noticing this one was showing some wear. Now, let me just tell you, this really only sits in my car, in the seat of my car in my garage. And then when I, would go get out of my car or something, I would just put it in my purse. But I was always very, very careful with this. I wouldn't even use this in my bags without this dust cover on it. Like, I would go get the dust cover and put it on there just because my bags all have kind of a colored lining and I didn't want any color transfer. So I did notice that there is some wear, and I was kind of shocked because none of my items show any signs of wear. So, let me see if I can find it here. And this is actually my first Azure piece. So, try and do, okay. See something there? Okay, yeah. So, see how it's kind of scratched right there? Like the blue's coming off? Right there. And on this side. And this may be from me putting it in my cup holder in my car. I would kind of sit it in there sometimes. But like I said, this is the only piece out of my entire collection that shows any signs of wear. And it is my first Azure piece. Now, I know that is common for both the Abine and the Azure to show wear like that. But this one, I've kind of been a little more conscious about not putting it in my cup holder, just leaving it in the seat. And I've been using this one every day since I got it. And there's no wear. So far. So, I guess that's just, the risk you take when you get an Azure piece. I guess this is easily rubbed off. I was always scared. I wanted to get a Delightful in this print, and I was scared because of the white, and everybody said, don't get it because after a while, like, it doesn't look the same. Like, this gets yellow, and so that kind of steered me away from getting Azure, although now I am wanting to add an Azure backpack or maybe a Neverfull into my collection, because I just love white, and I don't know, I just really like this print. So I just have to keep in mind that I can't use it every day. So anyway, that's that. The one thing I did notice, let me see here, so I can keep my cards kind of. This one has, I don't know if I can show it. This one says Louis Vuitton Paris. Right there. That's it. That's all it shows. Now this one has Made in France stamped on the inside of it. So I don't know if these have just changed because I don't know if the new Made in France ones say Made in France. I'm sure they do, because I think if it is Made in France, then they stamp it on there. And if it's not, then they just, you know, they don't do that. But like I said, this is a newer model. And it's just about exactly the same as the old model. If I can get them lined up here. Maybe if I do it like this. Try not to rub them. So they're pretty much the same. Here, maybe that's better. This one kind of thins out a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as the monogram, or it may not look as bad because the monogram is just monogram, and the pattern of this one kind of disguises it a little bit better, I think. That's just my opinion. But they're exactly the same. Like, I mean, it's just about exactly the same. Same placement of the Louis name. Same amount. I mean, I counted everything to see if there was something different. And it's the same amount of squares. If you see it on this side. So, see, same placement. Same amount. See if I can squish it down for you guys. Like I said, it's stretched out from my key fob. But exactly the same. I mean, this one kind of thins out a little bit here. This one goes in a little more. This one is actually a little bit more rectangular than this one. But it's exactly the same. So I think people are just getting lucky on, you know, when they go to a store and how it's cut. I think that depends, because like I said, the monogram, you could tell it was really like rounded down here, and then it went back in. It was narrow. It looked like it was, you know, cut in here and then flared out down here at the bottom. I was trying to think of the other question the lady had. Oh, so she said, you know, is it defective if it has a gap right here? And I said, no, it's not defective because that's where the canvas is at, and you can't have the zipper rubbing up on the canvas right there. And when I bought this one, I checked that because I was new to this particular piece, and I thought the same thing. I thought, man, the zipper doesn't go all the way up. You know, what is that? And I realized, well, it's for the chain. So if the chain wants to come out, you can't have your zipper that goes all the way, you know, to cover this entire piece, because then the chain does not have room to come out. And that's what this is for. You know, it's made to hook on to the inside of your purse or outside of your purse. It's not really made to keep this piece in there. I just do it. But, you know, to each his own, whatever you prefer. I just like to keep my hardware nice and clean, and that's why I do it. So if you get one of these now, I would say if the zipper is like way back here, if it's like a drastic gap, you know, where things just are not lining up, the zipper was like way back here or something, then I wouldn't probably buy that particular piece. I would wait. And if the zipper doesn't close all the way, then I probably wouldn't get that one either. But like I said, I just wanted to do a quick video on this particular piece because I had a lot of questions from a lot of different people who were DMing me asking me about their key holders, and that's what I told them. So if you have this piece and you love it, let me know. If you have this piece and you don't really use it, let me know that too, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who don't really care for this piece, because like I said, I really didn't care for this piece in the beginning either, until I realized it can fit a lot, you know, fit my key fob, all these cards, and my insurance. And I could probably fit even, you know, I could fit a business card in there. I could probably fit another credit card in there if I wanted to. I just don't. Those are the cards that I carry all the time. And, you know, that's it. So if you have any questions that I haven't addressed on here, or, you know, any interest or anything like that in this piece, just let me know in the comments, and I will reply to you as quickly as possible. And again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, and please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And if you didn't, I guess give me a thumbs down. Anyway, y'all have a nice day. Take care.